Hey, welcome back to Mike's Trains. This video I was going to be putting in the floor to the roundhouse, and I have some technical difficulties with my router. We're not getting along today, so I'm not going to be able to get that in, but that will be in the next video. We'll tackle that. What I thought I would do in place of is show you this barn. This is what's going in place on the layout. As you can see, this is where we put in the extra turnouts that went over into our train yard, and this is the track that goes into the mirror. Now, I found the barn a little interesting, and I thought maybe somebody else might. This barn, I didn't want just a normal barn, so what I did was I sort of custom built a barn to fit into this place. I wanted to go with the farm that I have over here across the street, and it has its own barn as well, but I wanted it to match all of this. So there's a white house, and then across the street I originally tried to do crops down in here, and it didn't work out. So I talked to a friend of mine in New Hampshire, and I asked him if he had pictures of barns that I could see in his area, and he sent me a few different barns, and a picture of one just kind of stood out to me, and it looked very much like this one here. And if you're watching, Jacob, thanks for the pictures, because this is what we got out of it. I think it came out pretty good. Size-wise, it's a little smaller than the original. But what I wanted to show y'all is what I did and what this is going to do in the mirror in the back. This is a extension of that last video. I was saying how you could do things with the mirror and make things look like more than they are. If you look in the mirror there, you can see a red barn. And I kind of like this idea. It came to me just one night. And what you're seeing is the backside of this white barn. But in the mirror, of course, it's a red barn. And it just completes that scene in the background and extends the layout all the way back there. And if you look at it, you have this side here, which looks like that. And then on the opposite side, it looks like that. And it serves its purpose perfectly. And if I place it just right on the layout in this position, something about like this, from the front you can't see this far side, and you can see it just right in the mirror. And if I bring you up over here, you can actually see down the side of the barn some, but the road goes by the front of the barn over there, and the barn is out in the field. And then if I place my trees and my shrubbery and all that kind of stuff just right in here, this back side of the barn, from this side of the layout, from anywhere I'm standing other than the entrance to my layout, you can't see that back side of the barn, and it'll be totally camouflaged, and no one's the wiser. Of course, you'll look at it and you'll figure it out eventually, but just at a glance, it just gives it that field of depth, and it looks pretty good. So, and I thought I'd just give you a little view as to how I built that. So why don't we go upstairs to my workbench and we'll take a look at that. Okay, so this barn kit, this barn comes from this kit right here, and it's an easy kit to build. It's not that bad. It's supposed to look like this on both sides. So what I ended up doing was I took one of the sides of the barn, okay, and I took it out and I made it like the normal side, and then I took this one and I bought some clapboard siding, like a sheet of it, and I traced out I took this and I laid it on top of, here's the blank siding, this is another one I made. I laid it on top of the sheet and I traced it out, the whole outside of it, and then I cut it out, you know, with a utility knife, and that gives me this. And then I bought garage doors. I bought a set of garage doors. Well, this is left over from the side. I bought this. This is a set of garage doors. And what you get in here is you get a sheet of garage doors. See if I can get one out here. So that gives you a sheet of garage doors here. And in order to build this, okay, the garage doors aren't the same. So what I did was, you know, they only have 3 windows in them, so I took another garage door and I cut off a set of windows and I glued it to one of these. So now I have 4 doors wide. And then for the height, what I did was I cut 1 row. These are scored to make panels. So then I took them and I cut a row off the bottom, and then on the shorter door here, I cut 1 row off the top. So that gives them the same amount of panels on the bottom, but 1 less on the top, and that's the height difference in there. And then I just cut these out. I put the door on top of here, use it as a template, again traced it out for the 2 doors that were made, and I cut those out. And then beyond that, the windows are from DPM kits that I put on there. I got my dimensions and I lined them up on here, and I cut out those windows as well. And the same with the front door. That's all from the DPM kits, if you're familiar with those. The plastic, you know, model buildings. That's all those are. And then as far as the trim goes, all that is the wood scraps from the parched trees here. These pieces of wood here, I used those. I cut these out and just glued them on and painted them. That's your trim. And I use that around the windows and the doors and on the side windows here. And then the side windows are actually the barn windows that come with the kit. So, and then the only other thing I changed on here was on the roof, on the barn side, has this part of the roof that hangs out over, you know, over the upper door here. And all I did on this side was cut that off, and it's just a straight roof now. And I'll give you a picture of what the real barn looks like. And you know, I think I did fairly well. Now the rest of these parts that are left, with this one piece, okay, this one side here, now I can build more barns if I want to. I can do whatever I want with this. And then this piece here, this is more clapboard siding, and I can use this in other things if I want to scratch build whatever else I want to build. This is more stuff to work with. And then now I have more garage doors. I've got all kinds of pieces to play with that I can, you know, kind of custom up something else if I want to. But I did like doing this. It was really enjoyable, and I like the fact that, you know, this is a one-off and nobody else has one. I truly really enjoy having that. I think that's the best thing about all of this, is doing things that, you know, only you can have. So anyway, that's what I got for this week. Next week we'll get more into the roundhouse stuff. I'll have my power tool situation taken care of, and we'll get into building on that. But I just thought I'd share this with you a little bit and give you a little idea. And there you go. There's the red side and the full red side, and it's all weathered and done. Let me see if I can get a little more light. You can see that's kind of dull. Okay, there's a little more light on there. You can kind of see it a little better. I painted it with airbrush. There's the red side, the white side, and the garage side. So these all kind of go together. These are the two sides you see on the front of the layout, and the two sides on them in the mirror. So there you go. That's all I got for you this week. So thanks for watching my video. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. I got lots more stuff coming. Always good to have new viewers and new subscribers. If you haven't been to my website, check it out. I got a lot going on over there. I'm going to be changing my website a little bit to make it easier to find different things. So again, thanks for watching, and until next time, happy modeling.